It is my privilege, acting on the authority delegated to me by the Board of Trustees and on behalf of the faculty of Barnard College, to present these students just named at the Columbia University commencement ceremony to be held Tuesday morning for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. And now it is my turn to depart a little bit from the formalities of my role today and to offer a few more personal closing remarks. And I hope you feel my pain, because it is a beautiful May day. You or your daughter or granddaughter or sister or girlfriend has just graduated from college. You have heard from the inimitable Anna Quindlen and the extraordinary Meryl Streep. Champagne and good cheer are waiting for you just across the street. And I get to be the finale. So what, I asked my son, can I possibly say? Just keep it short, Mom, he advised. Just keep it short. And so I shall. In fact, I am going to give you not a speech, nor even words of wisdom, but instead just a list, stealing shamelessly from the style of, well, a rather shameless man. So without attribution or further ado, I would like to present the top 10 things I hope you've learned at Barnard. Thing number 10. I hope you've learned that all of the interesting questions in life have no right answers. That instead, these questions, what is the meaning of life? What is the relationship between interest rates and inflation? Where is the best falafel in Manhattan? Exist only to baffle us and to push us to search for answers, even as we know we'll never find them. Number 9. I hope you have learned that the joy of inquiry comes from the process itself, from seeing puzzles and building hypotheses and garnering the evidence to formulate an argument. I hope you have spent hours in the library or at the microscope or behind the stage, frustrated and angry and convinced that you'll never get it right. And I hope you realize, with the passage of even just a little bit of time, that those were actually the moments when you pushed yourself to glimpse a little bit of the truth. Number 8, notwithstanding numbers 9 and 10 above, I hope you have also learned that sometimes the answer is just 12, or 6.25, or no. That, in other words, there are facts out there, hard, fast, irrefutable, and irrevocable facts, and that it's your job to understand them and to analyze them rather than just relying on other people's interpretations. Number 7, I hope you have learned that we live, in an increasingly global world, a world which does not, in fact, revolve solely around the United States, and in which US influence is probably going to be dampened over time. I hope you have acquired the tools to understand this evolving world and to truly appreciate perspectives that are different from your own. Number 6, I hope you have learned that diversity is more than a buzzword or a happy advertisement full of multi-hued people. Diversity is more than a feel-good commitment to tolerance or an inclination to talk about diversity with people who essentially think like you do. Instead, diversity entails engaging with and learning from people who are fundamentally different than you, people who have very different sets of beliefs, people whom you may not like. Diversity, I hope you've learned here, is a critical element of building a better society, but it doesn't come easily, and it cannot be attained merely by proclaiming it. Number 5, I hope you have learned the meaning of agency, that each of you is not just a person to whom things happen, but an individual who makes things happen. I hope you have a sense of just how great your agency can be, but also that greatness is not necessarily related to size. In other words, I hope you've learned that you need not make an impact on the world by curing cancer or running a Fortune 500 company or writing the great American novel. Instead, you affect the world with every decision you make, to take this job rather than that one, to donate to this cause rather than the other, to smile at the stranger you pass on the street rather than look away. You exert power with virtually every move you make. It's your job to recognize this power and to use it wisely. Number 4, despite what I said about globalization, I hope you realize that New York is still the best city on the planet. Number 3, I hope you've read Milton Friedman and Karl Marx and that you know the difference. I hope you've read Simone de Beauvoir and Betty Friedan and that you understand something about the women who gave you the rights and the freedoms you enjoy today. I hope that the poets among you have learned the basics of organic chemistry and that the chemists learn to appreciate the power and beauty of prose. I hope you've read Zora Neale Hurston and Anna Quindlen and Mary Gordon and Jhumpa Lahiri, and that you never, ever forget that they're all Barnard women. Number 2, I hope you have learned that you are the future, and that in that future you will be paying for my Social Security because the US government is going to run out of money eventually. That was the intro to macroeconomics for those of you who might have missed it. And finally, number 1, I hope you have learned, even in the few weeks leading up to this day, that life moves faster than you ever imagined it could, that things you see stretching out into the distant future, a career, kids perhaps, that book you want to write, your 20th reunion, are actually much closer than you think. So grab the time before you and the time you are in. Cherish it, use it, and don't wait too long to do the things that really matter to you, whatever they may be. Realize in the beauty of this day that, like all of us, you will grow and age and change. So use your time wisely, and in the meantime, wear sunscreen. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of Barnard.